Welcome to Zoe Stories. My cousin's TikTok challenge turned me into her glam twin. The calm before the transformation begins. I always thought I was good at hiding things. Not secrets, exactly, but pieces of myself. Quiet, unspoken urges. Half-formed thoughts I never dared say out loud. Like the way I'd catch myself staring, not at other women, but at their outfits. The way a skirt hugged the hips, the click of heels on tile, the shimmer of lip gloss catching the light. I told myself I was just observant, that it didn't mean anything. My name is Aiden. I'm 22. I design logos and websites from the corner desk in my small but tidy apartment, which I share with my girlfriend, Emma. She's the kind of woman who lights up a room without trying, natural beauty, an effortless sense of style, and a kindness that still surprises me. We've been together for 2 years now. On the outside, we're picture perfect. And yet, I've been living with a truth I can't explain, not even to her. It's not that I want to be a woman, not exactly. It's more like, sometimes I wish I could be.
Just for a little while. Just to feel what it's like.
To step into those clothes, to move like that, to feel beautiful in a way I've never allowed myself to be. It's complicated. It's confusing. But mostly, it's private. At least it was private until my cousin Rhea showed up. Rhea's the storm you don't see coming. She's 20, a full-time TikToker with platinum blonde extensions, lashes for days, and a wardrobe that belongs on the cover of a fashion magazine. She floats from one trendy apartment to the next, living with influencers, models, and whatever brand wants her face on their product that month. But when she's in town, she crashes with us, turning our quiet home into a chaotic runway of glitter, lights, and last-minute outfit changes. Emma adores her. They grew up close, more like sisters than cousins. When Rhea stays over, they turn the living room into a shared dressing room. I usually retreat to my desk, headphones on, pretending not to notice their laughter echoing down the hall. But I do notice. More than I should. One evening, I found myself glancing up from my laptop just as Rhea strutted past in a curve-hugging red dress, her lips coated in cherry gloss, her hair swept into a sleek high ponytail. She paused to adjust a bracelet, then caught me looking. "What?" she said with a smirk. "You wish you could wear this?" I choked on my coffee.
What? No.
She laughed and walked away, but I couldn't shake the flutter in my chest. It wasn't shame. It was longing. It didn't help that Rhea was obsessed with transformation challenges. Every week, her TikTok was full of them, turning her best friend into her twin, giving strangers a glam makeover, switching styles with other influencers. Her latest idea? The Glam Twin Challenge. She needed a male volunteer, a total opposite she could glam up to look just like her. And Emma, of course, volunteered me without hesitation. "You'd be perfect," she said, giggling. "Rhea can work her magic, and we'll film the whole thing. It'll go viral." I laughed awkwardly. "Yeah, no thanks. Not really my thing." Emma pouted. "Oh, come on. It's just for fun. You're always saying you want to get out of your comfort zone." I shook my head, but the idea planted itself like a seed in my brain. That night, lying in bed with Emma's breath warm on my shoulder, I kept thinking about it. What if I did say yes? What if I let them do it just once? No one would have to know. And maybe, just maybe, it would finally quiet the voice inside me. The voice that whispered, "You've always wanted this, haven't you?" The next morning, Emma was in the shower when Rhea knocked on my door. She stepped in without waiting for permission, holding up a glitzy pink crop top and a matching pleated skirt that shimmered under the sunlight. "You sure you don't want to try this?" she said, raising an eyebrow. "You and I are about the same size. It'd be perfect." I opened my mouth to say no again, to make some excuse about work or dignity or whatever was left of my fragile masculinity. But her eyes were locked on mine, sharp and knowing, and something inside me cracked. "Fine," I heard myself say, "but only if it stays between us. No TikTok. No photos. And Emma doesn't need to know." Her lips curled into a sly smile.
"Deal."
I don't know what possessed me to agree. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was the rush of giving in to something I'd been denying for years. Or maybe it was just the way Rhea said it, like she already knew I'd say yes. After she left, I sat there in silence, staring at the closed door. What had I just agreed to? I thought about Emma, how loving and supportive she always was. But would she understand this? Would she still look at me the same way if she saw what I saw in the mirror? Part of me said I was being stupid, that this was just a silly moment of weakness, that I could try it, laugh it off, and walk away unchanged. But the other part was buzzing, excited, nervous, alive. I didn't know it then, but I'd just stepped onto a path I wouldn't be able to turn back from. Because once you see yourself through a different lens, once you feel that power, that beauty, that rush, it doesn't let you go. Rhea didn't waste time. Be in my room at noon, she texted. Wear boxers. Nothing else. I stared at my phone like it had sent me a threat. My hands were sweaty. My heartbeat felt like it belonged to someone running a marathon, not a guy sitting in his living room with a mug of cold coffee. The clock ticked past 11:47. I kept pacing. I could still back out. I could tell her I'd changed my mind, make up an excuse, say I had too much work or that Emma might get suspicious. But each time I tried to type something, I deleted the words. Because the truth was, I didn't want to stop. I wanted to see. I needed to see. Noon came. Rhea opened her bedroom door before I could even knock. She was in her glam mode already. Leggings, crop top, her hair wrapped in a silk scarf. The room was lit with ring lights. A vanity sparkled with makeup palettes and brushes. The smell of hairspray and perfume hit me like a slap of reality. She handed me a lacy pink robe. Put this on. And sit. I took it silently, my fingers brushing the satin. My legs felt shaky, like I was stepping onto unfamiliar ground. I slipped into the robe, tying it tight, and sat on the edge of her bed. Rhea studied me. You're nervous. I nodded.
This is a lot.
She knelt beside me. I level now, and for the first time, she didn't smirk or tease. You can stop any time, she said. Seriously. I'm not here to force you. I swallowed hard. I don't want to stop. She smiled gently and stood. Then let's begin. The transformation started with primer and foundation. Cold cream brushed across my skin in smooth, confident strokes. Rhea worked fast, blending, sculpting, patting. Then came contour, blush, brows. She explained every step like a tutorial, but I was barely listening. My brain was buzzing with the sensation. My face felt different.
Softer.
Unfamiliar. The eyeliner tickled. The mascara made my lashes heavy. And when she finally applied the gloss, I nearly gasped. My lips looked fuller. Flirtier. Wig time, she said, holding up a honey blonde lace front wig that looked exactly like her own hair. She helped me tuck and pin, then slid the wig on and adjusted it until it sat perfectly. She brushed out the curls, her fingers moving with practiced ease. When she handed me the mirror, I hesitated. Go on, she urged. Say hi to her. I raised the mirror and saw someone else looking back at me. Not Aiden. Not the guy who hid behind a screen and neutral colors. This girl, this twin, had soft, glowing skin, striking lashes, and perfect hair. She looked like she belonged in Rhea's world. Like she could be an influencer, a fashionista, a someone. I didn't breathe for a second. My voice cracked. That's me? Rhea beamed. Told you. We could pass as twins. A nervous laugh escaped my lips, but it wasn't my laugh. It was lighter, more breathy. Feminine. Something inside me flipped. I couldn't tell if it was fear or excitement. The outfit was next. Panties first, she said, handing me a soft, silky pink pair. These tuck better than boxers. I hesitated, but I took them. One step at a time. She helped me slide into the padded bra, then added inserts. I felt the weight shift on my chest. Next, she held up the skirt. A short pleated number with shimmer threads that caught the light. I stepped into it. Then the crop top. Glittery, sleeveless, and snug against my new shape. Last came the heels. Size 10, she said, proud. Custom ordered. New weed match someday. I stepped into them. My balance wobbled. My legs looked longer. Everything about me shifted. When I turned to the full-length mirror, I didn't see Aiden at all. I saw her. I saw me as her. And for the first time in my life, it didn't feel like I was playing dress up. It felt real. Then came the camera. Okay, Rhea said, adjusting her phone on the tripod. Let's do a dry run. I want us walking toward the camera at the same pace. When we get close, we strike the same pose. Think mirror effect.
My mouth was dry.
I can't walk in these. You can, she said, guiding me by the waist. Chin up. Shoulders back. Hips sway. Like you own the room. We practiced again. And again. And again. And with each take, something strange happened. I stopped thinking about Emma. I stopped thinking about how wrong this was. I started thinking about how right it felt. But then, just as we were about to start filming for real, Rhea froze. What? I whispered. Her eyes darted to her phone. Emma just texted. She's on her way back. She forgot her wallet. My heart dropped into my stomach. Panic hit me like a wave. I looked down at myself, the wig, the makeup, the glittering outfit, the heels. I wasn't just crossdressing, I was deep in it. I wasn't Aiden in a dress. I was a whole other person. And Emma was going to walk through that door in less than 10 minutes. Get it off, I gasped. Help me get it all off. Rhea grabbed makeup wipes, a towel, the wig stand. But in my rush, I dropped a heel. I stepped wrong. And I fell, right into the vanity, knocking over an open bottle of foundation, which exploded across the rug. We both froze. Outside, a car door slammed. Emma was home. My legs trembled as I pulled myself up from the floor, glitter falling off me like confetti. The heel I'd tripped on lay sideways in the mess of spilled foundation and crushed makeup brushes. The vanity was tilted. My reflection in the side mirror was crooked, but still hauntingly beautiful. Not the time to admire it. She's already in the elevator, Rhea hissed, snatching a handful of makeup wipes and tossing them at me. You've got 3 minutes, tops. 3? I tried to catch my breath. That's not enough time. My heart was thudding so hard I thought it might burst through the padding in my bra. The wig itched. My lips were sticky with gloss. The heels, one still on, the other flung into a corner, mocked me with their sparkle. Here, Rhea said, tossing me a hoodie. Get that top off. I'll clean the floor.
Go.
Go, go, go. I fumbled with the crop top, yanking it off so fast I popped a fake nail. The sensation of cool air on my bare torso sent a shiver down my spine. I wiped frantically at my face, smudging the makeup, but not removing it completely. It only made things worse. I looked like a glamorous raccoon with panic in his eyes. From the hallway, I heard the familiar beep of our front door's digital lock. She's here, I whispered. Closet, Rhea barked. What? Closet.
Now.
I didn't argue. I lunged into her walk-in closet, slammed the door shut, and buried myself behind a rack of fur coats and velvet jumpsuits. The closet smelled like perfume, leather, and heat. My breathing echoed in the small space. I heard the front door swing open. Hey, Emma's voice called. I just needed my wallet. I think I left it on the kitchen counter. Emma? Rhea's voice shot up an octave, too cheerful. You're back so soon. I told you, I was just grabbing it. I heard footsteps. Closer. What happened to the rug? Is that foundation? There was a beat of silence. Oh yeah, Rhea said. Dropped a bottle. Trying a new TikTok makeup hack. Went wrong. Totally my bad. Is that my eyeliner on the floor? No. A pause. You're acting weird, Emma said slowly. Is someone here? My lungs froze. Rhea laughed, but it was a little too loud. It's just me. Honestly. I had the ring light on, was dancing, knocked over a bunch of stuff. You know me. The closet felt like it was shrinking around me. The robe clung to my body, the panties tighter now with sweat. I touched my cheek, still sticky with makeup. What if Emma came in here? What if she saw me like this? Not as Aiden. Not her boyfriend. But as this other person. This girl I didn't have a name for. A name I was afraid to say out loud, even to myself. Outside the closet, the conversation continued. Emma's tone had shifted. She was suspicious. She always could tell when something wasn't right, part of what made her a great partner. But right now, I wish she wasn't so intuitive. You sure you're okay? She asked. You seem off. Rhea sighed. Honestly, I didn't want to tell you, but I was filming a TikTok with someone. With who? A friend. What friend? An online mutual. It's not a big deal. Emma huffed. I don't care who it is. I just don't like feeling like I walked into a cover-up. Rhea lowered her voice. Emma, trust me. It's nothing sketchy. I buried my face in my hands. I hated this. Hated the lies. Hated hiding. But even more than that, I hated how much I liked being her twin. I hadn't just been experimenting. I'd come alive. I thought about the way my hips moved when I walked in those heels. How the wig framed my face. How the girl in the mirror looked confident, fierce, like she belonged. I'd never seen myself like that before. And now I was hiding in a closet, half undressed, terrified of being found. Not because I'd done something wrong, but because I'd done something real. Emma's voice suddenly got louder. I think I left my lip balm in here. I'll just check the closet. My stomach dropped. No. Rhea's voice shot out like a fire alarm. Wait. A heavy pause. Why not? Emma said sharply. Rhea fumbled. Because I'm storing stuff in there. It's packed. You'll just knock things over. Let me get it. Another long pause. My chest tightened. I could hear the tension in the air like electricity. Then mercifully.
Fine.
Whatever. A door slammed. Footsteps. The apartment door opened and then shut. I waited. Waited longer. Finally, the closet door creaked open. Rhea stood there, arms crossed, looking both relieved and amused.
She's gone, she said.
I collapsed onto the floor, heart pounding, limbs shaking. Rhea tossed me a towel. You were nearly toast, Glam girl. Don't call me that, I said weakly. She tilted her head. Why not? You kinda are. I sat up. My reflection in the sliding mirror beside me was smeared and wild, like a painting halfway erased. And yet it was still me. A version of me I didn't recognize, but couldn't deny. I should be freaked out, I murmured. You are. But also, I don't want to stop. Rhea knelt beside me, serious now. Then don't. I looked at her. But, Emma. You don't have to tell her everything, she said. Not yet. But don't lie to yourself, Aiden. That girl I saw earlier? She wasn't fake. She was you. I didn't respond. Because deep down, I knew she was right. The room was quiet now. Too quiet. Outside the window, the city hummed like nothing had changed. But everything had. The air felt heavier. My breathing was still uneven. I hadn't fully recovered from the adrenaline of almost getting caught, of being just one door handle away from having my entire identity collapse. I was still in the pink robe, still smeared in half-melted makeup, still padded, shaved, and perfumed. I didn't look like Aiden. And the weirdest part was, I didn't feel like him either. You okay? Rhea asked gently. I nodded, barely. I don't know. She sat cross-legged on the bed in front of me, playing with a makeup sponge like it was a stress ball. You handled that way better than I expected. I almost passed out. Yeah, but you didn't.
She grinned.
That's progress. I rolled my eyes, but the corner of my mouth twitched. There was something comforting in Rhea's energy. She didn't pity me.
She didn't mock me.
She just saw me, and somehow that made it a little easier to see myself. I stood slowly and turned to face the mirror again. The girl staring back was messy now. Her lashes were a little clumpy. Her lip gloss smudged. One bra strap had slipped down her shoulder. And yet she looked realer than ever. I didn't recognize her. But I wanted to. Rhea watched me in the mirror. You ever think about a name for her? My eyes darted toward hers. What? The girl in the mirror, she said, like it was obvious. She's not Aiden. And she's not me. She's her own person. Doesn't she deserve a name? I laughed nervously. I never thought about it, but I had. Late at night, sometimes, I'd imagined how it might feel to be someone else. Someone confident. Someone bold. Someone beautiful. In those fantasies, I was always unnamed. A blank slate. A shadow version of myself that never stepped into the light. Now she was here, standing in front of me. And I couldn't keep calling her a secret anymore. Rhea stood and pulled open her dresser drawer. She rummaged through hair clips, lipsticks, and chokers until she pulled out a tiny pink notebook. She flipped it open. Let's figure it out. I blinked. You keep a list of names? She smirked. I like being prepared for moments like this. She began to read them out loud. Chloe, Serena, Lexi, Bella, Amber, Nova,
Jade,
Aubrielle. Stop, I whispered, my heart thudding. She looked up. Which one?
Jade.
The word felt electric on my tongue. It was soft but sharp. Feminine but strong. Not flashy like Rhea. Not plain like Aiden. Something in between.
Something me.
Jade. I said again, louder this time. Rhea smiled. It suits you. I turned back to the mirror, letting the name settle on my shoulders like a jacket that finally fit. Hi, I whispered to my reflection. I'm Jade. It was small. Stupid, maybe. But in that moment, everything shifted. Because now the girl in the mirror wasn't a costume. She was a person. Okay, Rhea said, clapping her hands. Now that you've had your main character moment, let's clean you up and do it right. I thought Emma was coming back. She went to work. We've got a couple hours. Plenty of time for Glam Twin 2.0. I hesitated. I don't want to ruin this. This feeling, I said. I've never felt like this before. It's not just the clothes or the makeup. It's like something inside me clicked. Rhea didn't laugh. Instead, she nodded slowly. You know, most people think transformation is about the outside. But it's always about the inside. The moment you give yourself permission to exist, that's where it starts. She handed me a fresh makeup wipe. Let's help her exist properly. This time, the transformation was slower. More intentional. We picked a new outfit together. A pastel lilac skater dress that cinched perfectly at the waist, paired with sheer white tights and lavender heels. The look was soft, elegant, and just bold enough to make my heart race. I helped apply the foundation this time, my fingers trembling as I followed her instructions. Blending.
Setting.
Brushing on blush. It wasn't perfect, but it felt good. Rhea styled the wig into soft waves this time and pinned a matching hair clip on the side. When I looked in the mirror again, Jade wasn't just real. She was glowing. I smiled without thinking, and the girl in the mirror smiled back with such warmth. It took my breath away. I can't believe this is me, I whispered. Rhea stood beside me, nodding proudly. Believe it. You're gorgeous.
Heat rose to my cheeks.
I looked away. I felt exposed. That's normal. What if Emma finds out? Rhea shrugged. Then you deal with it. Honestly, you might be surprised. Emma's smart. She might have suspected something already. I bit my lip. I'm not ready to tell her.
You don't have to, she said.
But you do have to stop lying to yourself. I took a deep breath. My legs were shaky again, but not from fear this time. From adrenaline. From possibility. We spent the next hour shooting test videos, just fun clips of us laughing, posing, strutting toward the camera. Rhea showed me how to walk in heels without wobbling, how to tilt my chin for the best angle, how to flirt with the camera without even speaking. You're a natural, she said. No, I'm not. You are. You just never had the chance to see it. And the craziest part? I believed her. Every time the camera rolled, I wasn't pretending. I wasn't acting. I was just being.
Jade. Me.
Whoever that was. But all good things come with a shadow. As we reviewed one of the clips, me twirling in slow motion, hair catching the light, I heard the front door beep. Emma's digital lock. Again. Rhea looked up sharply. She's not supposed to be back yet. I froze. I was fully dressed, fully transformed, wig secured, heels on, earrings dangling. No time to run.
No time to hide.
The lock clicked. The door creaked open. Emma's voice rang out, calm and casual. "Hey babe, I forgot my charger." And then silence.
A beat. 2.
"Rhea?" I looked at Rhea, eyes wide, breath caught in my throat. Then I turned slowly toward the hallway. Just as Emma stepped into the room and saw me, time stopped. Emma stood in the doorway like a statue, her phone charger still dangling in her hand. The light from the hallway framed her face in a soft glow, just enough for me to see every detail of her shock. Her mouth parted. Her eyes scanned me from top to bottom, from the lavender heels on my trembling feet, to the sheer tights hugging my legs, to the lilac dress hugging curves I didn't have hours ago, to the honey blonde wig curled neatly over my shoulders, to the carefully applied eyeliner, the gloss, the earrings.
To me, Jade.
Or whoever I was in that moment. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. My entire body froze like I'd been caught stealing something sacred. My heart thudded so loud I was sure Rhea could hear it. Emma blinked.
Once. Twice.
She looked at me again, then at Rhea, then back to me. Rhea cleared her throat. "Emma, is this a joke?" Emma asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "No," I said, but it came out hoarse. My voice cracked. Not Aiden's voice. Not Jade's either. Just raw. Emma stepped inside slowly. She looked pale. Her fingers clenched the charger cord tighter. I started, but the words tangled in my throat. What was I supposed to say? That I'd been hiding this side of me for years? That I'd agreed to one TikTok for fun, and now I couldn't bear to take it all off? That I felt more myself now than I ever had? "I can explain," Rhea said carefully. Emma didn't answer. She kept her eyes on me. Not angry. Not disgusted. Just confused. Hurt. Like she just walked in on someone she loved being a total stranger. "Aiden," she said finally. "What is this?" My knees wobbled. I took a step forward in the heels and nearly stumbled. "This was just for a video," I blurted. "Just a challenge. I didn't plan to." Emma raised her hand to stop me. Her voice was steadier now, but cold. "So you've been dressing up behind my back?" I winced. "No, I mean not like that. This was Rhea's idea." Emma looked at Rhea, who nodded slowly. "It started as a video," she admitted. "But Aiden wanted this. Whether he knew it or not." "I didn't want to lie," I said quickly, the words rushing out now like water through a crack in the dam. "I didn't even know what this meant until I saw myself in the mirror. I didn't expect to feel." "To feel what?" Emma asked, arms crossed. "To feel right," I whispered. That stopped her. Emma stared at me, really stared. For the first time, I saw something shift in her. Behind the confusion, there was recognition. And maybe even fear. Not fear of me. Fear of what this meant. "For how long?" she asked, quieter now. "How long have you felt this way?" I swallowed hard. I don't know.
Years.
Maybe forever. But I never did anything about it.
I swear.
I never dressed up while you were out or lied or... But you wanted to. I nodded. Silence fell. Rhea quietly slipped out of the room.
It was just the two of us now.
Emma sat on the edge of the bed, still holding the charger like it anchored her to reality. "I don't know how to react to this," she said. "I feel like I walked in on a dream I wasn't invited to." Tears burned my eyes. "It's not a dream. It's something I didn't know I needed. Until today." Her shoulders dropped slightly. "So, what are you saying? That you want to be a woman now?" "I don't know," I said honestly. "I'm not saying I want to change everything. I want to explore this. This side of me. I want to understand why it feels like home." Emma looked at the mirror.
At me.
Not the same boyfriend she'd left earlier this morning, but someone else. Someone she didn't have a name for. "I don't hate you," she said slowly, "but I'm confused. And scared. And I feel a little betrayed. I get it. And I need space to think." My throat tightened. Does that mean you're leaving? She stood. I'm going to my sister's tonight. Just to clear my head. I didn't stop her. I couldn't. I didn't want to be selfish with her love if I didn't even know what I was doing. As she reached the door, she paused. You looked beautiful, she said softly. That's what scares me the most. Then she was gone. The door shut. I sank to the floor in silence, heels kicked off, the weight of everything crashing down on my chest. The illusion had shattered, but not in the way I'd feared. She didn't scream. She didn't laugh. She didn't break up with me. But she left a crack in the foundation of everything I thought I had under control. And maybe that's what being Jade meant now. Not being perfect, but being honest. Even if it hurt. The apartment was quiet again, but it was a different kind of silence. Dense, uncomfortable, fragile. Emma's absence felt like a cold wind had swept through the space and taken something important with it. I sat in Ria's room, still wearing the lilac dress. I hadn't taken it off. I didn't want to. Removing it would feel like erasing Jade. Like pretending it hadn't happened. That I hadn't happened. But I had. She had. The girl in the mirror was no longer a fantasy. She was real, and she had been seen. By Emma. And now, everything hung in the air like smoke. I hugged my knees to my chest on the bed, the fake breast still patting my chest, my legs smooth under the tights. My makeup was slightly faded, but the lashes still framed my eyes in a way I couldn't look away from. My reflection had stopped looking foreign. It looked like someone I missed already. Ria returned, holding 2 mugs of tea. She didn't scream, she said quietly. I nodded. She didn't call you names.
No.
She didn't walk out forever. Not yet. Ria handed me a mug. That's a pretty high survival rate, if you ask me. I gave a weak laugh. You think she'll come back?
She's not gone, Ria said.
She's processing. And you need to do the same. I sipped the tea.
Warm. Sweet. Steadying.
I didn't expect to feel so empty after telling the truth. Because you were hoping the truth would fix everything. I thought maybe if she saw me, the real me, she'd understand. Ria looked me dead in the eyes. She did see you. That doesn't mean she knows what to do with it. That hit hard. I set the mug down and stared at the vanity across the room. My lipstick was still there. The clip-on earrings. The stack of outfits we'd picked out earlier. The TikTok hadn't even been posted. But the aftermath felt like it had gone viral in my soul. I'm scared, I whispered. Ria sat beside me, her arm against mine. That means you're doing something real. An hour passed in near silence. Ria gave me space, her headphones on, editing photos. I stayed seated at the vanity, occasionally adjusting the wig, staring at myself. I started to reach for a makeup wipe. Then stopped. I stared at my hand in the mirror. Jade's hand. And something inside me said, don't do it. Don't erase her. Not yet. That's when Ria looked up and smirked. Still here, huh? I nodded. She turned her phone toward me. Then let's do it. Let's make Jade famous.
What?
You already gave her a name. Why not give her a platform? My stomach flipped. You mean post the TikTok? No, she said with a mischievous grin. Film a better one. My breath caught. Are you serious?
Deadly.
You're gorgeous. You're hurting. Let's turn that into power. I hesitated. Every part of me screamed that this was crazy. But the reflection didn't look scared anymore. She looked ready. We changed the lighting. Ria added new LED strips behind her bed. She boosted the ring light, adjusted the camera angle, and handed me a script. It was simple, stylish. A transformation trend, one where the camera panned from casual boy clothes to full glam twin magic. You sure about this? I asked. Ria grinned.
No.
But I'm excited. We filmed take after take. Me in a hoodie and boxers spinning. Cut to me in heels and lashes, flipping my hair. Me doing a wink. A spin. A smile. By the end of it I was sweating, but not from nerves. From adrenaline.
From joy.
Ria clapped when we got the final shot. That's the one. I was laughing. A real laugh. A Jade laugh. That felt insane.
That was insane, she said.
And you rocked it. We sat down to edit, side by side, our fingers brushing on the keyboard as we selected cuts, added music, and applied soft filters. The final version was under 30 seconds. But it hit. It wasn't just a transition. It was a declaration. I was Jade. And I existed. Rhea hovered over the post button. You want to do the honors? I stared at it. Posting meant exposure.
Risk.
The possibility of someone recognizing me.
Friends. Family. Emma.
But also, posting meant freedom. It meant not hiding anymore. I reached forward, hesitated, and then tapped post. The video uploaded. And within 5 minutes, the notifications started rolling in.
Likes. Hearts.
Fire emojis. You two are twins, OMG. She's prettier than me. Serving looks, both of you. Wait. Is that your cousin? Drop the at right now, I'm in love. I couldn't stop smiling. Each ping was like a shot of validation I never knew I needed.
Rhea nudged me. Told you.
Jade was always waiting. Before I could respond, there was a knock at the front door. We both turned. Rhea frowned. You expecting anyone? I shook my head.
No.
You? Nope. Another knock. Harder this time. Stay here, Rhea whispered, stepping into the hallway. I waited, pulse racing again. A minute passed. Then 2. Then Rhea's voice. Sharp. Alarmed. Emma? What are you? Footsteps rushed down the hallway. And then, Emma stood in the doorway again. Eyes red. Phone in hand. The TikTok playing on a loop. She looked at me. Then at the screen. Then back at me. Is this how I had to find out? She asked, voice trembling. I froze. Not because I was ashamed, but because I wasn't sure what scared me more. That she had seen it, or that I didn't want to delete it. Emma stood in the doorway, frozen, as the TikTok continued to play on her screen. The video had already gone viral. Hundreds of comments. Thousands of likes. The audio was still looping, my transition from boy to glam girl, from Aiden to Jade, all set to a sassy remix. The screen was glowing, but Emma's face looked like it had lost all its light. I asked for space, she said, voice low and trembling. You said you needed time to figure things out. And instead, you went viral? I opened my mouth, but no sound came.
Because what could I say?
That she was right? That I hadn't meant for her to find out this way? That I hadn't meant for any of this to feel so good? Emma, I finally said, taking a step toward her, my heels softly clicking against the floor. She flinched. That hurt more than anything. I didn't do this to hurt you, I said quickly. I didn't post it to get back at you or to show off. I needed to feel something. Something real. Emma shook her head, blinking hard. So all of this, Jade, it's not just a costume?
No, I said. My voice was steady now.
She's not. She stared at me, at my glossy lips, my curled hair, the shimmer in my eye makeup. Her gaze lingered on the dress, the tights, the heels. And then she looked away. I don't know who you are anymore, she whispered. I swallowed. I'm still me. Are you? Her voice cracked, and the dam broke. I don't know. I snapped, louder than I meant. Okay. I don't know who I am. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I didn't plan this. I didn't sit around scheming to become someone else. It just happened, and I felt alive for the first time in years. Tears welled in my eyes, burning hot behind my lashes. Can't you see that? Emma said nothing. She walked past me, slowly, toward the window, staring out into the city lights. You lied, she said finally. You kept this from me. I didn't even know what to tell you, I said. I was scared you'd leave, that you'd look at me like I was disgusting, that you'd see me as some freak. She turned to me, pain in her eyes. I never would have used that word. Then why does it feel like you're looking at me like one? Emma's face crumpled. Because I don't understand this. Because the person I fell in love with never said a word about wanting to be someone else. I didn't know I wanted to. And now you do? Yes. I took a deep breath. I don't know if I want to be her forever. I don't know what this means yet. But I want to explore it.
I want to see who Jade really is.
What she can be. Silence. I stepped closer, cautiously. Please don't walk away from me. Emma's lips trembled. You should have trusted me. I didn't even trust myself. Her arms wrapped around her own body. So, what now? You want to keep dressing like this? Going out as her? Making content? I didn't flinch this time. Yes. Emma looked like she'd been slapped. She sat down, slowly, on the edge of the bed. Do you want to be her more than you want to be with me? The question hit me like a wrecking ball. But there was no easy answer. I want to be with you, I said quietly. But not if it means killing off this part of myself. Her voice was barely a whisper. Then you've already made your choice. Rhea appeared in the doorway, silent as a ghost. Hey, she said gently. Maybe you guys need a minute alone. Emma stood.
No.
I'm leaving. Emma, I started, but she raised a hand. I need time. Real time. You've had your moment. Now I need mine. She walked to the door.
Paused.
Looked back. And for a moment, just a moment, I saw the girl who used to love me, and who maybe still did. I don't hate you, she said. But I don't know how to love you like this. Not yet. Then she was gone. The door closed softly behind her. I stood still in the middle of the room, the makeup, the dress, the heels, all feeling a little heavier now. She'll come around, Rhea said, trying to be gentle. I didn't answer, because deep down, I wasn't sure she would. That night, I didn't take off the makeup. I didn't wipe away the lashes or peel off the wig. I sat on the floor in front of the mirror, staring at Jade. She stared back, quiet, calm, radiant. Not angry, not broken, just waiting. Waiting for me to finally decide. The next morning, I didn't wake up as Aiden. I woke up as Jade. Still in the same dress. Makeup slightly smudged. The wig slightly shifted from where I tossed and turned on Rhea's bed. But somehow she was still intact. Still here. And I didn't want to let her go. I stood up, stretched, and caught my reflection in the full-length mirror. Jade looked tired, but beautiful.
Real.
The girl who had been hiding inside me wasn't just alive now, she was awake. And she wanted more. I pulled the dress off and changed into something Rhea had picked out the night before, an oversized cropped sweater over a pleated plaid skirt, black tights, and ankle boots. Casual, cute, not too flashy. But undeniably her.
Me.
Rhea beamed when she saw me in the kitchen.
Wow.
She's committing. I love it. I didn't want to go back. To Aiden? I hesitated. To pretending. Rhea handed me a smoothie and flicked her phone screen. You know your videos at almost 200,000 views? I choked on the first sip. What? She turned the phone to show me. My heart nearly dropped. The numbers were unreal. And the comments kept pouring in. Who is she? Trans icon energy. I showed this to my boyfriend and now he wants to try makeup LOL. Y'all are goals. But is it a prank or is she really a girl? Is this guy serious or just doing it for clout? I felt a sudden jolt of panic. Wait, do people know it's me? Not yet, Rhea said. But they will. Your face is out there. I sat down, shaky. That means people from school.
Work.
Emma's friends. They'll find out eventually. That's what going viral means. I bit my lip. What if I'm not ready? She looked at me. You were ready the moment you hit post. I nodded slowly. She was right. There was no undoing this. I could delete the video, sure, but the internet never forgets. Jade was out. And she deserved more than just 4 walls and one friend who believed in her. That afternoon, Rhea took me out for the first time. Not as Aiden. As Jade. It wasn't anything fancy, just a trip to the coffee shop 2 blocks down. But it felt like a runway walk at Fashion Week. My heart pounded the entire time. Every step in those ankle boots felt like I was announcing myself to the world. I kept waiting for someone to stare too long. For someone to say something cruel. For someone to laugh. But no one did. We got coffee. Sat outside. Talked about how much had changed in 48 hours. You know, Rhea said, sipping her latte, you don't owe anyone an explanation. Not even Emma. I know, but you do owe yourself honesty. Sooner or later, this won't just be a weekend experiment. It'll be your life. Or not. But you get to choose that. I looked down at my hands, soft, slim, with polished nails that still shimmered. I don't know what I'm choosing yet, I whispered. You don't have to, she said. You just have to keep showing up as you. On the way home, we passed a group of college guys near the gas station. At first, they didn't notice us, until one of them glanced over and stopped walking. Yo, he muttered, nudging his friend. That's that chick from TikTok, with the makeup. The other guy looked up. Wait, is that the dude? My blood ran cold. Definitely him. Look at the jawline. They started laughing.
Loud.
Harsh. Ugly. Yo, you trying to be a baddie now? You fooling people online? One of them stepped closer. Too close. You got a whole army of simps in the comments, bro. You gonna start charging for feet pics too? Rhea stepped between us immediately. Back off. But they didn't. The leader leaned in toward me, his breath sour with cheap alcohol. What are you even supposed to be, huh? A joke? Or just confused? My hands were trembling. I couldn't move.
Couldn't speak.
All I could feel was shame crawling up my skin like poison. Rhea grabbed my arm. We're leaving. But before we could step away, another voice cut through the chaos. Hey! We turned. A woman in a leather jacket, mid-30s, fierce eyes, was standing by the coffee shop door. I called security, she said loudly. You mess with them. You mess with me. The guys grumbled, cursed under their breath, and backed off. We walked away, my body stiff, my heart racing. We didn't say a word until we were 2 blocks away. Back in the apartment, I collapsed onto the bed, my skirt bunching around my thighs. The confidence was gone. The thrill had melted. Now there was just fear, and doubt, and humiliation. I shouldn't have gone out, I whispered. They were right. I am a joke. No, Rhea said sharply. They're the joke. I didn't look at her. You saw how they looked at me. I saw how you looked at yourself this morning. That's what matters. Tears welled up. I don't want to be brave all the time. You don't have to, but you do have to be you. Or this is all for nothing. I turned to her, voice cracking. What if I can't do this? What if I'm not strong enough? She touched my hand. Then I'll be strong for both of us. Until you are. That night, I stood in front of the mirror again, removed the wig, washed off the makeup. But when I looked at my reflection, I didn't just see Aiden anymore. I saw her. Even without the lashes. Even without the heels. Jade was still there, waiting. Not for perfection. Just for the next step. I woke up the next morning not knowing what I felt. Part of me was still rattled by the confrontation with those guys. The rest of me didn't want to hide. The makeup was gone, but Jade was still there, in the way I moved, the thoughts I had, the way I checked my reflection not just for approval but recognition. Rhea had left early for a class, letting me have the apartment to myself. I was curled on the couch in leggings and a soft hoodie, scrolling through the video's comment section again. Most were kind. Some were curious. A few were ugly, but one stopped me cold. It was a private DM. From Emma. Emma, can we talk? I've been thinking a lot. My stomach twisted. It had only been 2 days since she'd left, but it felt like a lifetime. I had replayed her words 100 times, wondering if there was hope or just silence behind them. I hesitated. Typed. Me. Of course. When? The typing dots appeared. Stopped. Appeared again. Then, Emma, I'm outside. My breath caught. I shot up, heart pounding, ran to the window. She was there, in jeans and a flannel jacket, arms crossed, staring at the building. Before I could second-guess it, I rushed to the door, pulled it open, and stepped out into the hall. Emma turned the moment I did, and her eyes widened. Not in fear, not in disgust, just surprise. I wasn't wearing full glam, but I wasn't Aiden either. Tight black jeans, A soft lilac top. My hair, wig, in a casual ponytail. No lipstick, but I'd filled in my brows and dabbed on a little concealer. Just enough. Just me.
Jade.
She stared. I stared back. No one said anything for a few seconds. Then she smiled.
Small. Sad.
You look comfortable. I nodded. I am. She bit her lip. Can I come in? I stepped aside. She walked in quietly, took a seat on the edge of the couch like she didn't quite know if she belonged there anymore. Neither did I. Silence. Then Emma spoke. I couldn't stop thinking about you. Not just the video, but the look in your eyes. Like you were finally breathing. I sat across from her, clutching a throw pillow like it could protect me. I didn't mean for you to find out that way, I said softly. I wanted to tell you, but I was scared. Emma nodded. You thought I'd leave. You kind of did. I had to. I needed to ask myself what this meant. For me. For us. She looked me in the eye. And I realized something. I didn't fall in love with your clothes.
Or your voice.
Or whether you shave your legs. My eyes widened. I fell in love with your heart, she said. Your awkward, nerdy, kind heart. The one that always puts others before himself, herself. The one that's still beating under all of this. My voice cracked. So, what does that mean?
Emma smiled, really smiled this time.
It means I'm not walking away. My throat tightened. Even if I don't know where this leads. She reached out and touched my hand. Then we'll figure it out. Together. A sob escaped before I could stop it. I leaned into her arms and buried my face in her shoulder. She held me like she'd never let go again. I missed you, I whispered. I missed you too, she whispered back. Even the Jade version. I pulled away slightly. Are you sure? She shrugged. I'm not sure of anything. But I am sure that love shouldn't be conditional. And if this is who you are, I'd rather know her than lose you forever. Tears streamed down my cheeks. But, she added with a grin, you're going to have to teach me how to do eyeliner that good. We both laughed. And for the first time in days, it didn't feel like I was balancing on the edge of a cliff. It felt like I was standing on solid ground. That night, Jade came out again. Not in secret. Not for TikTok.
Just because she wanted to.
Emma helped me pick the outfit. High-waisted black pants and a tucked-in white blouse, soft curls, subtle makeup. We watched a movie together, curled on the couch, her head resting on my shoulder. No masks. No shame.
Just a quiet kind of happiness.
But just when I thought the storm had passed, my phone buzzed. It was a message. From someone I hadn't spoken to in years.
Dad. Saw the video.
Call me.
Now.
My stomach dropped. Emma looked up. What is it? I turned the screen toward her. She went pale. And I knew the real storm hadn't even begun. The words burned on my screen like a brand.
Dad. Saw the video. Call me. Now.
My hand trembled. I hadn't spoken to him in months. He'd always been distant, conservative, and unyielding. We barely had a relationship before, and now he'd seen me. Not as Aiden, but as Jade. He knew. Emma sat beside me, still in her pajamas, watching me with quiet concern. You don't have to call him right now, she said softly. Or at all. I do, I whispered. Why? Because if I don't, I'll always be afraid of him. Emma nodded slowly. Then I'm here. No matter what happens. I gave her a weak smile, then stepped into Ria's room for privacy. Closed the door. Sat on the edge of the bed. And dialed. The phone rang twice. Then a click. His voice came through, sharp, heavy, with that always too serious tone. Aiden. I froze. Dad. I said, barely above a whisper. There was a pause. Then, I saw that video. Silence stretched. My stomach knotted. He continued. I didn't recognize you at first. Thought it was some TikTok trend. But then someone at work sent it around. Said, hey, isn't this your son? His voice was cold. Controlled. Like a courtroom verdict. I braced myself. Is it true? I took a breath.
Yes.
That's me. Another pause. I don't understand it, he said. I don't know what you're trying to be. I'm trying to be me, I replied, louder now. And for the first time in my life, I think I finally know what that means.
He scoffed.
So, what? You want to wear dresses now? Be a girl? Is this some phase? No, I said. It's not a phase. I don't know what I am yet, but I know that hiding it is killing me. I didn't raise you for this. No, I said. You didn't raise me at all. That shut him up. I felt something inside me ignite. Years of silence. Of forced sports. Of being told to man up when I cried. Of walking on eggshells because I never wanted to be what he expected. I spent my whole life trying to be your version of me, I said, my voice trembling. And I was miserable, angry, hiding in plain sight. And now you think wearing makeup and playing dress-up will fix that? He snapped. No, I said. But honesty might. He didn't respond. I could hear his heavy breathing on the other end. I'm not asking you to understand, I said, calmer now. I'm not even asking you to accept it. I just needed you to know that this is who I am. And I'm not ashamed anymore. More silence. Then, does your mother know? She wouldn't care. She would if she saw that video, he muttered. I clenched the phone tighter. Maybe she'd be proud that I was brave enough to show up as myself. A long pause. Then his voice turned hard. You're going to ruin your life. You think people are going to take you seriously looking like that? Maybe not, I said. But they'll be seeing the real me. And that matters more. He let out a sharp exhale. You're still my son. I stared at the wall, jaw tight. No, I said. I'm not. I'm your child. But I'm not your son. That was the last thing I said before hanging up. I sat there, heart pounding, palms sweaty, eyes stinging, but not crying. Not this time. There was no victory in that call. No warmth. No reconciliation. But there was something else. Freedom. I had said the words I never thought I'd be brave enough to say. To the one person I thought would destroy me. And I was still standing. I walked out of the room, and Emma immediately looked up. Well, she asked. He doesn't understand, I said. He probably never will. She reached for my hand. But you told him. I nodded. Then that's enough. We sat together for a long while, the quiet not uncomfortable anymore. It was peaceful, like the calm after a storm. Later that night, Rhea burst into the room with her phone. Okay, Jade, she said breathlessly. We need to talk. I blinked. What now? You went viral again. What? She spun her screen around. Another TikTok. But this one wasn't from her. It was from someone else, a trans influencer with 2 million followers who had stitched our video, praising my courage, my look, and the message behind it. You're trending, Rhea said. And the comments? Insane. I scrolled. Hundreds of people thanking me, sharing their own stories. Some saying I inspired them to try makeup for the first time. Others saying I gave them hope. I covered my mouth with my hand. Tears welled up again. But this time they were happy. I wasn't alone. Not anymore. The next morning, I woke up to find that everything had changed. Overnight, the video Rhea showed me had exploded. Not just a few thousand views, millions. The comment section was flooded with support. People calling me brave. Gorgeous.
Real.
A few critics, sure.
Trolls always existed.
But I wasn't scared of them anymore. I was Jade. And people were finally seeing her. Rhea made pancakes. Emma brewed coffee. We sat at the tiny kitchen table like it was any other Sunday. Except it wasn't. Okay, Rhea said, biting into a strawberry. We have an invite. Emma raised an eyebrow. To what? Rhea looked at me. You ready? I gave a cautious nod.
She grinned.
A panel. A gender expression roundtable. In LA. With actual influencers. The one who stitched your video is hosting. And she wants you on it. My heart stopped. Me? I squeaked. Yes, you princess, Rhea said. They think you're a face of the moment. A voice people want to hear. I sat back, stunned. Emma leaned over, placing her hand on mine. You don't have to say yes. But maybe this is the beginning of something bigger. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't a speaker. I wasn't even sure I was a girl. But wasn't that the point? I wasn't a finished story. I was still being written. That night, I stood in front of the full-length mirror again. Not as Aiden. Not fully as Jade either. Just as me. The dress I wore was simple, a fitted cream-colored sweater dress, long sleeves, soft neckline. No over-the-top glam. No lashes or heels. Just the girl inside me, stepping closer to the surface. And still it was terrifying. I turned to Emma. She stood in the doorway, watching me with that same curious, cautious warmth. How do I look? I asked. She smiled, like someone about to meet the world. I swallowed. What if they hate me? Then we love you harder. I blinked back tears. She crossed the room, fixed a loose strand of hair near my ear, and kissed my cheek. They're lucky to meet you, she whispered. I closed my eyes, breathed, let go. We didn't sleep much that night. Too much energy. Too much change. I checked the mirror again and again, my thoughts racing. Would I really get on stage? Could I really tell strangers what this meant? What I meant? But deep down, I already knew the answer. The world had already seen me. Now it was time to speak. The next morning, I stepped out of Ria's apartment and into the sunlight. Bag packed. Heart pounding. Emma by my side. Ria behind the camera, vlogging everything. A new video already forming. But just as I reached the curb, my phone buzzed again. A new message. No name. Just a number I didn't recognize. Unknown. Be careful who you trust. You think this is a fairy tale? It's not. You're going to regret showing your face. My feet froze. The wind felt colder. Emma noticed the change in my face. What is it? I turned the screen toward her. Her lips pressed into a thin line. Blocked, she said calmly.
Now. I did.
But the words stuck. You're going to regret showing your face. A threat? A warning? Or just some bitter stranger trying to drag me back into the dark? Either way, it meant one thing. This wasn't over. Not even close. We climbed into the car. Emma squeezed my hand. Still want to go? She asked. I looked out the window, the city flashing by. So many people. So many stories. And mine was just beginning. I smiled. Let's go meet the world.